Hello everyone, it's H here. On today's video we're going to be looking into Tesla and how we have been trading it inside the group. So first of all, let's take a look at the overall structure of what we've had since the all-time highs around $14 after the stock split. It was around 1200, so I think it was 1 to 3 stock split. So overall does not matter, the price never matters. You can always adjust to that, and as we don't need to be buying whole shares of companies, so I don't know why it is happening. Maybe they have some things that I don't know. Maybe it makes it more attractive if it is so-called lower prices, these stocks, but it doesn't matter overall if you do the math. But let's start from the all-time highs. I've labeled this in 3 waves coming down into wave W, then 3 waves into X, and then this was the hardest structure that I have here coming down. I've labeled this as an ABC. I don't really see anything else here that is too possible. Other way of looking at it was that this was a 3-wave like that, and we would have a WXY like so. That is completely possible as well. But yeah, overall I do like the idea that this is the finish of it anyhow, however you want to be labeling this coming down. Since the lows, the main thing that I've liked is that it created this kind of V shape. Very drastic move to the upside. It was very impulsive also to the downside as well. As we came down, we had those divergences forming here at the end, indicating that okay, something is coming to an end, and we did create a very decent structure to the upside. This is the way I've labeled this at this very moment, from the very lows of January 2023, which was a potential 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 3 4 5 3 4 5 into again a wave A or wave 1. We don't know which one of these is going to be playing out. A wave, of course, is going to be the more bearish indication, at which if we are zooming out again, this ABC, if it is creating an ABC, it would be most likely part of this structure, creating a lot more lower prices. Of course, I'm not sure if we should be looking at this on arithmetic scale. Log scale most likely are going to be providing a bit more realistic targets here overall, but for me those would be in the high 80s to low 50s, that whole range. But we don't need to be worrying about that at least yet. Let's first take a look at what we have here. So 30-minute time frame, we talked about how we made our way up in here. I've labeled this in 3 waves. Again, this is the way I've labeled in sub waves if we are interested. WXY in here, not the easiest structure here either. 3 ways up. This was the original plan here. I went short, we got a move down, but it was in 3 and then got stopped out the break even here. Created a new high and then created yet another move to the downside. There was a possibility where this was 3 3 and then 3 upwards again, since this could be an expanded flat into these lows, but instead we created some kind of potential triangle in here and created yet another 5 ways down, indicating that okay, this is most likely creating a structure of some kind of zigzag coming down, and we had those divergences in play here as well. Since then, again, we were starting to look for long setups. Why? Well, the original plan was to look for a WXY here, and once we took out the low of YW, we would be starting to look into the trades overall. And on Discord, again, this was the setup that I mentioned first, and this was the starting position for this whole idea. Again, we had not completed the 5 waves, but again, that was the starter position. Since then, again, we came down a bit more and started to make our way upwards. At this point, this was kind of impulsive to the upside. However, we had a consolidation here. This was a potential a triangle, so we had to acknowledge that. And then we had yet another 3 wave, or some kind of move upwards in 5 waves. Whether it is this high or this high does not overall matter, but what mattered was that we reached the 100% extension. This made it so that we have to be taking profit. We have to be seeing that there is a possibility where these 5 waves is creating an ABC here overall. This was the TP1 area. Then we created some kind of flat here, which again indicated that, okay, there might be an upside here. It is not that common to see a flat structure on a wave 2. However, that is what it seems like it happened, or what happened, it seems like, I guess, here on wave 2 of this minuet count now. And then again, we more impulsively went up. After that one, again, we came down into the 0.5, basically almost a maximum. Out here, I started to mention to the group that moving the stop loss at this wave 1 top of minuet, because again, wave 4 cannot overlap with wave 1 here if this indeed is impulsive. Luckily, it stopped at the 0.5, and then we went up again and created more structures to the upside. Wave 3, 4, and then possibly looking for 5. Here on 15-minute time frame, we are still having these divergences from the third of third to the towards these areas here. At the moment, I could be expecting one more high here, slightly taking out the highs, and possibly even taking out the highs that we had here. I've already taken and mentioned that I took profits right here at the top, because again, we already have these 2 divergences. I have not entered any kind of short position because I don't want to be catching at the top on this one. I want to be seeing some kind of structure form first. If I like it, then I might be looking into that long. Short here, because again, this is coming to an end soon, in my opinion. Top swing failure pattern could be a very interesting short opportunity here though. So if we come back here, look for a retracement, stop at the highs, and then look for downwards movement. Generally, the expectation for a wave 2 of high degree like this is that we are creating a zigzag, which means that if we create a 5-way move down, you could have another opportunity in here to go short towards here. At this point, again, the retracement that I've labeled in here is the 618 is the expectation. That is the most common. I think a lot of people would be looking at that as well for support. Not only just a fib, but there is also support in here as a structural support. Check out volume profile here as well. Depends of course how zoomed out you are. Point of control and all of that is going to be changing. But there is something here at the golden pocket, not too much. There's more support below based on these, more of a consolidations and not just wicks here, obviously. So interesting area for me, sure. Now let's zoom out a bit. Start to think what this could be part of. Is this going to be the wave 1 of that C wave? Or could this be something else? Could this be a C wave on itself? To me, if we don't hit $244 on log or 224 on arithmetic scale, I don't see that as a possibility. I really need the 618 to be hit at all to be even considering that. So if we just create a very small high, create that swing failure pattern coming down, to me, this is another wave 1, 2. The more, if you want to be super bullish, you would be having this as a 1, 2, 1, 2, and then we would be going to the moon. So on both scenarios, I would be looking for more upside possibilities. C wave up in here. If we are just looking for some kind of projections here, golden pocket here, expecting a 1, 2, 3, 4, and somewhere in here a 5, we would still have the possibility of ending at around the extensions of 1.382. So we don't need to be overly bullish. There's no reason yet to be that. Obviously, we want to be looking for this long setup because it is more common to see this as a 1, 2 here because we did not even get to the 0.618, at least yet. If we do get to the 1.618 here, or 0.618, sorry, then it might be that this is C wave and this whole retracement is already done in 3 waves. That would be kind of sad, but there is always a possibility for that. Let's get rid of some of these. So the higher time frame that I was talking about, if this indeed becomes an ABC, very truncated C wave, if we hit that 0.618, there is a chance that we create this in three ways up, and then we create another leg downwards. Obviously, you can't go here -80, but on log scale, let's take a look at some of the targets that we could be looking for overall. Log scale is just pretty much more useful for these kind of scenarios. However, the 0.618 here obviously is way more higher to 44. So again, that is why I would be liking it to go a bit higher if we want to be thinking that this indeed is the C where that is very much truncated. But here, let's take a look at some of the targets. Anywhere from, well, $80 to $50, somewhere around there would be my guess. Higher time frame, if we are looking at that, we could be thinking of this. This is still the same expectation that we've had for so long now. And yeah, we have some targets here. 0.5, 618, structural support here, and obviously there is some consolidation areas, of course. And 786 is pretty much here, another area of support and resistance, which is definitely interesting. For that, we would need quite a dump, but we don't need to be worrying about that yet. Once we take out this low, 152, then we need to be starting to worry about that. Until that happens, I'm not bearish at all. The most likely scenario for me, just as a summary, is the movement to the upside. Whether this becomes an ABC into these more bearish targets, or 1, 2, 3 more towards the 1.618, I'm really liking the bullishness at this moment. However, that being said, I'm expecting some kind of retracement soon, which gives us another opportunity to go long here. Of course, we don't go or risk too much. Again, this is going to be, well, however you do your risk management, but this would be your stop here. And yeah, depending, of course, how we come down, we would be looking for different kind of execution targets or levels. But this kind of scenario would be something that you could be expecting. One more thing is that if this becomes a 5, or it is already a 5, but if we come down in 3, the most conservative target is again a 5-way move here. If that goes towards the 1-to-1 of this move, let's see some targets here again. Let's see here. If it comes to around 244, there is always a possibility where we are creating expanded structure here. Something like this. At that point, again, I would not be too bearish until, again, we take out these lows. The scenarios would be constantly changing, but this 3-way structure here would change everything basically. At that point, I would not be considering this being a wave 1 at all. Well, it would be a slight possibility, but it would not be close to the probabilities of this being a wave A. So A would be still my go-to, then B, and then C. Because if we create a 3-way structure here, we have still not created a 5-wave to have a partner leg for this structure over here. So that is the expectation. If we create a 3-wave overall, I would be expecting another 5-wave here later on to create this higher time frame structure. If we create 3 waves in here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that extends towards the 1.618 of this original move here, then again, that is creating it a bit more simple, and we don't need to be thinking about that expanded structure possibility. But those are all the scenarios that I am looking for at this moment on Tesla that I can see, and especially this here is my interest for sure at this point. Set some alerts at the 38.2 and some at the top if you want to be looking for that short opportunity as well. Also, just a reminder, make sure to check out Bitget and use our link in the bio to receive 25% discount on all futures trading fees. But I think that is pretty much going to do it for this video on Tesla. Again, if you made it this far into the video, I would appreciate the likes and comments on this video. Check us out on the Discord and the website if you're interested in looking for those trade setups and more education content as well. But for now, thanks for watching and see you on the next videos. Bye bye.